This is a guide on how to solo the world bosses. I am using a specific build, which I will go over. For the weapon, I'm using the Scion Edge, because it has a really good range. It has a small chance to do a bunch of extra damage. For my runes, I have all 16 plus 8, but I managed to do this with 14 plus 8s and even 14 plus 7s before. Alright, for my accessory, I'm using the crystal earring because it allows me to get extra enchanting. I know technically it'd probably be a little bit better if I use the hyper rare that gives you a bonus and also gives you some more elementalism. However, I like having healing spells with this, and it's kind of necessary, especially when you're fighting Lifewell. For specialization, I'll be using nature. Mostly using the recovery skill and lily bell because they keep my mana up and do pretty big damage. I'm using fire as my primary with an emphasis on fireball, ignite, and cauterize. As for my arcane spells, I'm only using expose and dash, but dash very rarely. As for my potion, I'm not using the Menfina one because I don't have it. I'm just using the basic. Before I fight the boss, I'll go through a prep phase where I make sure I have max lily bells and 3 cauterizes. You don't want cauterize to get down below a second or below 3 stacks because then you'll start taking too much damage, especially during this fight. Okay, main thing to look out for in Lifewell is the bubbles. They shoot out a lot of them, and they slow you down as long as you're just doing pretty good damage. As long as you have your stacks of cauterize up, you should be good. Another thing to note about this fight is they do have a pushback ability. Most bosses do. It's honestly really annoying because Lifewell will try to push you into a corner and then bombard you with the bubble waves. There are like 4 places you can stand where you technically don't get hit with them. I opt not to go for those because it usually puts me in a position where I end up targeting enemies I'm not trying to. There is sort of a thing you can do with specifically fire enchant and fire elementalism, where if you get 3 stacks of cauterize, as long as you have more than 8 seconds left on your cauterizes, you can actually cast your flame trail ability, and as long as you hit it as soon as it goes off cooldown, you can maintain your stacks while also getting to use your flame trail. This is really good if you want to get some extra damage, or if you're about to get hit by like the push, you can just dash downwards or upwards. Or what I do is sometimes you'll see me, I'm about to get hit or get hit by a lot of abilities. You target one of the mirrors and you dash there really quickly to get out of the way. This fight is mostly just good placement. As long as you don't get trapped in a corner like I do in some parts, you should be fine. There was a couple moments where I thought I was going to die, but just potion up if you need to, keep your stacks up, and recovery for nature also gives you a little bit of health, so don't forget to use that. I'll be doing these guys in order of location, just because I think it's much easier for me to fight Lifewell and then immediately go back and to the one next to them, and then just go down and take Rajan and Big Worm at the same time. On Goliath, I actually messed up in the beginning. I usually like to spot my flame trail for my cauterize on my slot 3, so I actually ended up dying, as well as just having overall bad placement. It was just a bad first start. This fight is the easiest, honestly, aside from, I think, Big Worm. It's super easy. You just stand in one spot and hit him, and that's the fight. Keep your stacks up because he'll stun you and continue to hit you, but as long as you have at least 1,000 health, you're fine. And you usually have passive healing, so you're good. You can't get hit by any boulders or any big attacks. The only one you have to worry about is the stun. One thing you should do is, if you're using the build that I am, is don't use your dash here. Don't use Flame Trail. If you do, all you'll end up doing is shitting yourself off the edge or into a situation that you can't recover from. Okay, this is my favorite and easiest boss in the game. If you just prep properly, you'll be fine. Okay, so he does this attack where he just swaps whatever side he's gonna hit. So he'll hit the right side or hit the left side. Go in the area that's lighter. If you have trouble seeing it, I find that he likes to hit the right side the most, so just go to the left. Okay, he does have a couple abilities you need to worry about. He has the one that Goliath has where he shoots big boulders at you, except instead of boulders it's shards and it doesn't stun you. He also has a really big AoE attack that can only be dodged if you go to one of the corners or one of the sides of the map. It's not too difficult, but as sometimes you forget how long it takes to travel, and so you end up waiting a little too long. It's not the end of the world as long as you have more than half HP, but if you don't, you're just dead. This is a point where you probably want to make sure you use your dash or maybe your flame trail or both of them, honestly, to get sort of like a slightly faster boost. But yeah. So Rajan only has 2 attacks, tornadoes and then a bunch of shards. The tornadoes will push you into the side or bottom of the map, which will stun you and do tons of damage. As long as you have your cauterizers up, you should live that. His second attack, the shards, is pretty easy to dodge. You just stand in between him and you'll be fine. There's actually 2 spots you can just walk up and down and you'll be completely fine. You can sort of see where I stand in between the spacings on the ground, and if you just walk that up and down, you'll live everything. You can't hit Lilybell when you're doing this though, so there's actually a second spot you can go. If you go a little bit closer, about 2 spaces in the floor forward and a little bit down, you can hit him with both Lilybell, and if you are in the right spot, you won't get hit by anything. I do that towards the end of the fight, and that actually helped a lot. That's it for Rajan. Pretty much just stand in the right spot, move up and down, and you can win. Okay, that's it for this guide. I'll probably make one about every major build for fire, just because I find this really fun. I really only made this just because I thought it'd be fun. I don't think this will really be helpful to anybody, but yeah, that's it.